some of the things he said, two comments in particular that have really outraged a lot of people, understandably. I was shocked when he said them to me. Let me just play this.
Can you tell me, Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South LA?
Well, I think he has HIV. He doesn't actually have full-blown AIDS. But.
Well, what kind of a guy goes to every city, has sex with every girl, then he catches HIV? And is that someone we want to respect and tell our kids about? I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background. Here is a man who's, I don't know if I say this, he acts so holy. I mean, he made love to every girl in every city in America, and he had AIDS. And when he had those AIDS, I went to my synagogue and I prayed for him. I hoped he could live and be well. I didn't criticize him. I could have. Is he an example for children?
I'm embarrassed to even play this in front of you.
Yeah. Well, you know, here's a man who we would think would be educated, and a man who is smart enough to build this type of wealth and own a team that have an incredible platform to change the world. But he's doing it in a negative way. You know, first of all, 22 years ago, I announced that I did have HIV. And I came out like a man, you know, I told the world.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today.
I didn't blame nobody else. I understood what I did was wrong, okay? So I announced that to the world. And I hope that I was able to help people in doing that, and I think I did.
You helped countless numbers of people.
Yes. And I've been to hospice. I've been to hospitals hugging people with HIV and AIDS, you know, before they were dying, or people who didn't know if they could live a long time. I hugged them, I counseled them, I talked to them. I talked to them about taking their meds and not making sure that they stay on their regimen, which is the key. I talked to a lot of young people who just got HIV and was thinking about, you know, committing suicide, you see? And I tried to talk them out of that. And then we've given away over $15 million, my foundation. I've joined the President's HIV and AIDS Council, you know, and so I've done a lot of work in the HIV and AIDS community.